I swear man, Maghreb Union is a whole different beast and no one given a recognition to it. Whenever you're talking about being Arab or an Arab country, they either imagine kids being blown up and living through a civil war your entire life, or just being rich as fuck and extremely religious like Saudi Arabia. And then there's also the issue of immigrants taking over Europe, that every right wing will tell you that these people cannot comprehend or live with Western values. Like bro, what Western values you're talking about? You here want to criminalize abortion and sending gay people to concentration camps while trying to subjugate women? I mean, you seem more in common with Muslims than Muslims do.
We have people who cannot afford to pay their bills, watching migrants arrive, who are now being held up in hotels at the taxpayers' expense for indefinite periods of time. Now they no longer feel safe on their streets. They don't want to put their daughters outside to play. The police won't protect them. The police won't turn up for most crimes unless it's something you say bad on Facebook.
Anyway, let's talk about the Maghreb. So the Maghreb, no, not this Maghreb, it's a region in Northwest Africa, and despite the difference between the countries, everyone agrees that life there sucks. I swear, whenever you talk to one of these people from these countries, their dream is literally to leave the country and go anywhere else. I mean, can you blame any of them? These countries are in a very dire situation with their economy while having a dictatorship that cannot be reasoned with. In Algeria, for example, there were protests against corruption and they do not want the president, who was like 92 years old, to run again for office. So they tried to knock on mortars and petals, and which was a gesture during colonial time to make noise and revive the people. The government response is that they're doing the church bells with it as a symbol to try to Christianize Algeria.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
The thing with the governments, whenever people protest against them, they literally start talking about conspiracy theories. Either they're trying to Christianize the country, there are some foreign agents, or the Jews. And it always happens every fucking time. Now you see how Europe have Western Europe, Eastern Europe, and the Balkans? Well, the Arab world have the same as that. Gulf state being the Western Europe, except Yemen and Iraq of course, while the Levant being Eastern Europe with Israel acting like Russia there, and then the Maghreb being the Balkans, with Egypt being as Albania. Speaking of that, these people will never ever say they are Arabs. They will always deny it. Whenever you talk to them about it, they will keep saying, we are Amazigh, we are not Arabs, or sometimes in Tunisia case they will say we are Carthaginian. And to be fair, it is kinda true, and it goes vice versa. There are some who are very proud to be Arab and they will do anything to say that they are Arab or make it clear. If this is not a Balkan behavior, I don't know what it is. Now, Algeria is a very beautiful place and I would love to travel again there to different areas like Algeria. The videos I've seen there, holy shit, it looks just like I was in Europe or Germany. I really am surprised and impressed of how they managed to build their country from scratch, especially after what France did. And I can say that France literally traumatized them so much that they closed their border toward everyone. No one can enter Algeria without a visa, except for like 7 countries. Algeria also have the most brutal wars in Africa and the hardest pictures of Africa too. And their economy is rising very fast. Like Algeria, because of the war in the Middle East and how Russia had been sanctioned by all of Europe, Algeria is a gas provider that a lot of Europeans are buying from, and life start improving them. I'm happy for Algerians and I really wish them nothing but the best.
Je parle français, I speak English, كنهضر بالعربية.
Morocco is also improving, which is very good thing to hear. You can see the videos coming from Morocco and you can see like how much of a beautiful place it is. Places like Casablanca and Marrakesh are very nice and I cannot wait to travel there. Especially considering the World Cup will be hosted there, so it will be very nice experience to go through. Also, Moroccan people are very nice and very friendly. They are very open-minded and contrary to popular belief, they really don't like their government. They don't like how the government is focusing more on building stadiums than fixing their education and public health sector. They also hate the fact that Moroccan government decided to normalize relations with Israel, especially with what's happening right now. They do agree with the idea of annexing the Western Sahara, which create them a conflict with the Algerians. So I have one way to fix this. Here, you're welcome. Let's not forget that Morocco also legalized hash consumption, like people can smoke weed there, and they are like the biggest provider of hash around the whole area of North Africa. So thank you, Morocco, for that. Now, I never seen a country as complicated as Libya. I really don't know how to explain this, but Libya is divided between the east and the west with two opposite governments that keep fighting each other over control of the country. However, Libya is the richest country in this region, all thanks to Gaddafi, while also in constant civil war and being the most unstable country in North Africa. They also have a problem of a slave market there, which I don't know how the fuck did that even happen. I mean, after that, Gaddafi was like literally called the king of Africa and wanted to unite all Africans into one union, but after his death, Libya became like a slave trade market. However, I met Libyans when they have a vacation in Tunisia, and I can say they are one of the nicest people I've ever met. Yes, they are naive, I would say. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are cool, but they easily trust people and they easily get scammed. And Libya have one of the most beautiful landscape you can ever see. There is even places in the desert that have lakes in it, which is really amazing. And a lot of monuments and a very rich culture and history. So I would recommend visiting Libya if it wasn't for the war.
In the shower it's like 45, but I put it in the sun and it passed 50 degrees. Right now in the shadow again it's like 48. Jesus.
So, Mauritania is a country that I know nothing about. Honestly, despite being in the region, I never met a Mauritanian in my whole life, and I had to research videos to actually check anything about Mauritania. It's understandable if you never met a Mauritanian or heard anything about Mauritania being the least populated place in the whole region. What I know is that they are very into poetry. I also know it's like the most deserty place in the region. It's just surrounded by only desert. It's very hard to find any green areas there. And what it's basically known for being the last country in the world to abolish slavery in 1981 and criminalize it in 2007. However, it's still a country worth visiting with their monuments, like they have a lot of amazing desert cities. So yeah, Mauritania, very cool country.
وأنا فهمتكم. يا نعم أنا فهمتكم. فهمت الجميع. البطال والمحتاج والسياسي واللي طالب مزيد من الحريات. فهمتكم.
The heart of Carthage, the most beautiful place in the world with the most amazing beaches and the most beautiful people. And they're very honest politicians doing corruptions every 5 seconds. So culturally, Tunisia is very mixed. So it have both European and Arab cultures in it. It is the most liberal and the most open-minded Arab country in North Africa, and the only Arab country with a functioning democracy. Well, until 2021, of course. However, we really love to protest. If anything happened here, we protest about it. Racism? Protest. Israel-Palestine conflict? Protest. Ukraine? Protest. A school wall collapsing? Protest. We have the most protests in the whole Arab countries, and it kinda show you how freedom of speech is not as repressed as people might think. However, Tunisians really love to complain. They really complain about anything that is going on, and they definitely want to change a lot. And if things improved and get changed to the better, they will also complain and they want to change even more. They're also very into arts and they are very extroverted. They love to do activities and be creative. And Tunisians are very proud of their history. However, Tunisians are very friendly people, and I do recommend people to visit it at least even once. So yeah, despite the feud between these countries, they will definitely support each other whenever they can. Also, they all agree that France should cease to exist. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.